Welcome to Greenable Woodbridge. I am your host, Carolyn Ehrlich. Today we have a fantastic show because we're going to be talking about Girls on the Run. And with us we have Donna York, who's the Executive Director of Central New Jersey Program Council, and Lynn Sherman, who is the Program Coordinator. And so I met Lynn. I don't know if you remember, we were sitting next to each other at a Healthier Middlesex County meeting, and everybody's talking about all the great things that they do for health in Middlesex County. And you kind of elbowed me and said, I got a great thing going. It's Girls on the Run, and we need to be in Woodbridge. And yes, you are in Woodbridge now. So tell us about Girls on the Run.
So Girls on the Run is a nonprofit that provides a physical activity-based social and emotional wellness program for 3rd through 8th grade girls.
Wow, that is terrific. And we have one right now in Woodbridge. Where is that going to be held?
They're going to be starting a pilot at the Ross School this season.
Perfect. And how does somebody sign up for this?
So at the Ross School, they're doing it as a pilot. So they have girls that they invited to participate. In most schools or parks, we provide flyers that are then sent out to all the girls, and their parents can decide to sign them up. All the sign-ups take place online at our website.
Oh, boy, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That is great. So the Girls on the Run, it's one part of it is the 5K race. So how does that work?
So Girls on the Run, because of the name, most people think we're a running program. But running is the vehicle we use to teach the girls goal setting.
Oh.
So on day one, when they meet with their coaches, they set a goal of completing a 5K race at the end of their 8 weeks together. And each session, the coaches say, set your goal for today of how many laps you're going to run, knowing that to complete the 5K, you have to be able to finish 23 laps around the soccer field. So if you only do 2 laps, every time you come to Girls on the Run, how hard or easy is the 5K going to be for you? So
Right.
we encourage them to set their own goal, knowing what their end goal is, but also they don't have to run. They could walk it, they can skip, hop, jump. It's just a matter
Or a combination
of crossing
of
the
all
finish,
those things.
just a matter of crossing the finish line.
That's terrific, and I'm sure part of it is cheering on the team.
Yeah,
and
because
all
because
together.
we have girls that do the race in 22 minutes, and girls do the race in an hour. It's not about the time. It's about that you cross the finish line and you accomplished your goal.
Right.
So really, the first day we meet with them, when we tell them how far they have to run, their initial response is,
I'm going home.
I'm never going to be able to do that.
Right.
That's way too far. It's way too long. So when they do cross the finish line, and I can say in 23 years of doing this, every girl has crossed the finish line. No girl has ever dropped out of a 5K.
Oh my gosh.
So they understand, wow, this seemed so hard to me, but I accomplished it. So if I set a goal and I work towards it, I can accomplish anything.
And that is such a great lesson.
Yes.
So,
That's really the goal of Girls on the Run, and as Lynn mentioned, the life lessons we teach them. It's not about the running.
It is really, really, truly so much more than the race, and it has such a great impact on the girls. Can you give some examples of the participation of girls and how maybe one or two, how it's changed them?
Well, I always use my poster child for Girls on the Run. She did the program with me in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and she was painfully shy. Would not share anything with the girls and never answered any questions. She did sort of towards the end, but then when she was in 9th grade, unbeknownst to me, my sister's close friend was her teacher. And they had to do an essay on what has affected your life the most so far. And she mentioned Girls on the Run and me.
That is beautiful.
And then when I started the nonprofit and we did a fundraiser, she came and spoke in front of 250 people.
Oh, whoa, that's terrific. So I can totally relate to that because I know people don't believe this about me, but I was a very shy one. I was the one hiding behind my mother's leg, and I never wanted to speak out, and clearly I got over it. And they say it's inherited. My children initially were, and my grandchildren. And with these kinds of programs,
yes, absolutely,
you do get the confidence because it's about that is
Yes.
a lot about confidence. That,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I also have a girl who did the program. I ran the program in Highland Park for 6 years. And I have a girl now who's a senior in high school who did our program when she was in 3rd grade. And now she's volunteering with the Highland Park program that's still going. So it really
beautiful.
has come full circle.
Yes.
And she is already become a very, she's a lifeguard, she's trained in physical fitness, and so it really had an impact on her because I remember that she said to me one day, I'm just not an athlete. And I said, you don't have to be an athlete to like running. But running is being an athlete, so it
Yes.
doesn't really matter.
Right. And it is about goal setting.
Right, exactly.
And achieving your goals.
Exactly, and the girls from the race, they take that on to the rest of their lives. You know, we also have coaches that have come back that I do the coach training as well as Donna. In one of my sessions, a girl stood up and said, Girls on the Run was life-changing for me and my younger sister. My parents were going through a divorce when I did Girls on the Run, and it's the only thing that helped us get through it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, there was another, remember that she went to college for engineering. And she said, you know, it's a very male-dominated, you know, in school, and there's so many times that I just wanted to say, I can't do this. She said, I always thought back to the lessons I learned in Girls on the Run, and it got me through, and I'm an engineer now today.
That's terrific.
And so she came back to coach to help other girls understand that you can be whatever you want and do whatever you want.
It's empowering.
Yes.
And, you know, they say that we need to do more of that for
Right.
our young girls and for women
Right.
to help them feel empowered to accomplish the goals and do exactly what it is that you're showing them
Absolutely.
that they can do.
Yeah, I mean, they're learning resilience, they're learning empathy, you know, they're learning to find the star power within inside themselves.
Right.
Which then trickles out to everyone that they deal with, friends, family, you know, at home and at school.
Oh, yep. And I'm sure the way they start interacting with each other.
Yes.
Where somebody might be a great runner and somebody might not be, and they help each other
Exactly.
to achieve
I mean,
their
at the
goals.
race, some of the kids go back, some of the really fast girls go back and run with team members to help them cross the finish line.
Oh gosh,
And it
this
really,
is
it
great.
really gives girls the sense of belonging, especially those girls that just don't feel they belong anywhere or have a hard time fitting in. Girls on the Run, you know, the girls become a cohesive group. They encourage each other. The coaches encourage them, and they're really encouraged even outside of Girls on the Run.
I would
you know.
imagine that when the program ends, they're still friends.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
So you know what? You were nice enough to share a tape with us. So let's just take a moment and hear about it from the girls themselves.
Before I did Girls on the Run, I thought it was just about running, but Girls on the Run is really about way more. I got to spend time with my friends, and I made new friends too. Our coaches made practice fun and helped us talk to each other and support each other. We learned how to face problems we may have in school and in life, like how to deal with gossip and conflict and how to manage our emotions. Everyone really cared about each girl on our team. You can be yourself, and that made me feel confident. And even though Girls on the Run isn't just about running, I learned how to set goals to go at the pace that's right for me. And the 5K at the end was amazing. I really ran 3.1 miles. I feel like I can do anything now.
So tell us more about the program. Is there a curriculum, and how, if I wanted to be a coach, how would that happen?
Yes, so it's a curriculum-based program. Each lesson is structured the same, so there's a getting on board. And so say the topic was gossiping. The getting on board would be you have one girl hold a tube of toothpaste and another girl hold a napkin. say, squeeze the toothpaste onto the napkin, then you ask the girl with the napkin to put it back. Well, it's impossible, right? So how does that equate to gossiping? Once you say something, once it comes out of your mouth, there's no way to take it back.
And with social media,
Exactly.
so much
it's
of
there
that.
forever.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, what a good lesson to teach
So then the
them.
next part is the warm-up, where we're getting them moving. And that might be very similar to telephone. We have 4 girls here, 4 girls here, 4 girls here, and the coach reads a sentence, and they go to the next girl and say it, and they go to the next girl and say it, and then you bring them back and say, okay, what was the sentence?
Totally
It's not
different.
even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. So how does that relate to gossiping? Well, you may say something very innocently, but then when it gets to 4 different people, it's going to change. So be really careful
Right.
about what you say.
And you talk about how it can be so hurtful.
Yes. So after each activity, we process, like, how does this relate to gossiping? Have you experienced this? So the girls can talk about it. And then the last part is the workout, where they're doing their laps. They set their goal, they do their laps, but usually, even during that, they're still learning about the topic, whether it's handing them a sheet or a card and read it and think about it and then come back and tell me what you think or what would you do in that situation.
Very interesting.
And then at the end, it's you know, we always again process each activity so the girls can relate it to their real life, and then I always do a girls on their own cheer. Girls are into so much fun, or some kind of a cheer, and they have a identity card that they use every time, and they write something about themselves and the lesson in that card. So at the end, they have this card filled with 16 to 20 different words or phrases based on what they learned in Girls on the Run.
That's terrific. Okay, give me another lesson.
So they learn a lot about friendship. And so they do activities that are on their own, and then they do activities where they change around people so that they're required to have a conversation with somebody that they maybe don't talk to all the time. And then when they do the running in that lesson, they run with one person, and then they have to switch off and run a lap with someone else. And they have questions that they ask each other. You know, tell me something you like to do in your free time. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? You know, just so that girls get to know things about each other.
Right.
Because they do realize over time that you can be friends that have differences with you,
Right.
as well as people that are very much like you. And there's a lot that you can learn from making a friend that celebrates a different holiday or eats a different kind of food, and it just broadens your horizons.
That is terrific.
And really helps you understand better the other people that you don't necessarily know right away.
And building social skills.
Yes.
For some children, they come very naturally.
Right.
And for others, it's a learned skill.
Right.
And so you're helping both groups of girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also limit the participants to 20 girls to 2 coaches. Because we want those girls we want all girls to have a voice, but especially those girls that kind of get lost in the shuffle. We don't want them lost in the shuffle. So, we never have like 50 girls and 2 coaches where they're not getting the attention they need or want. And they also they all have a voice to express their opinions on all the topics that we talk about.
So your grade span is pretty large. Do they do it together or separately?
There's 2 programs. The first program is 3rd through 5th graders, and that's called Girls on the Run. And then we have a program for 6th through 8th graders that's called Heart and Soul. And that's geared more towards the middle schoolers, where they're struggling and having challenges with very different issues than they would be in 3rd through 5th grade. And it's also structured differently. The Heart and Soul is more led with what the girls want to talk about and want to say, whereas the Girls on the Run program is more the coaches teaching the lessons and having the girls comment on what they're learning.
Very interesting. So yeah, because that's why I asked, because I knew the middle school kids had a very different need than the 3rd to 5th graders.
The Heart and Soul program is based on a girl wheel that teaches them about their mind, their body, their education, their physical activity, and how all of that has to be in balance to be living a happy life.
Terrific, terrific. And another part of what you do is giving back to the community. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that?
So in the curriculum, there's we teach the girls about being part of a community, and that could be anything: your school, your family, your town you live in, and how important it is to give back to your community. So every site that we have does a community impact project, and that's designed or decided by the girls and the coaches.
Very nice.
So they decide what they want to do. A lot of the girls like to collect things for animal shelters. We did one year where I got the names from an organization for female soldiers in Afghanistan, and we put together care packages for them, like toiletries.
Is nice.
And they were great. They sent thank you letters back to the girls. It was really nice.
That is terrific.
So it's whatever they decide they want to do. I don't know if you guys have some other ones.
Actually, when I coached in Highland Park, our group made birthday kits for the homeless shelter. So we collected small toys and cake mixes and things that we could donate as a package, so that
Very
kids that were
nice.
celebrating a birthday could come and their parents could
What a
pick that
great
up and make
idea.
a really nice party for them.
So did the kids come up with that, or the coaches?
It was a combination. They wanted to do something to make homeless kids feel special. So we suggested maybe something around their birthday, and they said, why don't we put together, that
Birthday
kind of
party.
a kit? Yeah,
Yeah.
birthday party kit. Another group cleans up along the river, and that makes an impact on their community. I'll be interested to see what they're going to do in Woodbridge.
Yeah, you better tell me.
I promise.
See if I can help.
I was actually just there yesterday doing a mini lesson with the girls to get them excited about what they're going to be doing.
That's terrific. So you already have a group,
Yes, we have the one group at Ross
right?
Street.
And they've started.
Yeah, no, they don't start till the week of April 8th, but I went just to explain the program and get girls excited about what they were going to be doing while they were participating.
That's terrific. And you have your coaches all lined up, and
Yeah,
and
we have
everything.
community members and we have teachers. You don't have to be a runner to be a coach. I always say you just have to care about the next generation of young girls. So we will have a community member and 2 teachers this time. My goal for Woodbridge is really that we get it at all the schools and the middle school.
Right.
And we just have to figure out, how we can spread the word and get people interested, get community members, interested in volunteering, and just having the parents understand what we're really all about.
And being that you're a nonprofit, you probably need donations, or so. How do you fund this? Towns usually help, which I think we're doing now.
Yes, towns help sometimes.
Which is why it's a pilot. The idea is, let's see how it goes, and then we'll expand it.
Right.
But if this is so great, if somebody wanted to donate, they would just go to
our website, and there's a button that says donate, and that all donations go into our scholarship fund.
Oh.
So what we're doing with Ross is we're fully funding the site, and I understand it's with help from you guys, but we have a criteria for funding a school, which is that the student body, at least 50% or more, are on free and reduced lunch. So then we will come in and fund it, and that money comes from grants. We apply for grants all the time. People can sponsor a school, like if they want to sponsor a school for the full fee for the girls, then their name goes on the back of their t-shirts, it goes on our website, we thank them on social media, or just individual donations. Everything that comes through like that goes into our scholarship fund, because even with the 5 counties we serve, there are always girls whose parents will reach out and say, my husband lost their job, or I can't afford this right now, so we'll provide scholarships. We never turn a girl away if they can't pay the fee.
Yeah. So, we should have said this at the beginning, but the council is huge. Like, how many?
The organization.
The organization.
So Girls on the Run International is our umbrella organization. We are one of 170 councils all across the country. So there's programs like ours and councils like ours, all based on demographics, all across the United States. Ours happens to be one of the oldest. Don has been doing this for over 25 years. The organization's been around for 28 years, and we've been doing it she started in Somerset County for 25 years, and we're more recently in Middlesex County, but we've grown. We had 5 or 6 sites in Middlesex County a couple years ago, and we'll have over 30 this season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is great.
So, I mean, look, we need support from the community. We need support from donors and sponsors. And, sometimes businesses pick up the tab and, just donate enough for a girl or enough for a group. So that's something we're always looking for as well.
Yeah, we'll have
And
to
then
work on
sponsoring
that.
the 5K. We have 4 5Ks annually, and collectively draw about 5,000 people. So
What an event.
We always
Yeah.
look for sponsors, and there's nothing. I'm also a race director. Like, I own a race management company. There's nothing like a Girls on the Run 5K, because a lot of the kids, almost every child has a parent, a sister, a brother, an aunt, uncle, somebody running with them.
Right.
So they cross the finish line holding their dad's hand.
Oh.
The whole family crosses the finish line together, and it's just so inspiring. We do all kinds of activities for the girls before the race. We color their hair different colors. They can decorate their bib.
They gotta love that.
Yeah. But the proceeds from the 5K also go into our scholarship fund.
That's terrific.
So there's ample opportunity to sponsor the 5K, and if you sponsor one for the year, you sponsor all 4. So your name is on
Very
all
good.
of them.
You don't have a date yet for this year's 5K, do
Yes.
you? Oh, when?
Yeah, so the downtown Somerville race is the one that Middlesex County would
Oh,
be
okay.
in, and that's on June 9th. We also do one down in Monmouth County, which is June 2nd at Fairhaven Fields. And we will be doing a race
Yeah.
in Toms River as well.
Right.
All of their elementary schools participate, so we do
Whoa.
a race down there just
Terrific.
for that.
Okay,
Yeah, all
so our goal
Yes.
is to get enough participation here in Woodbridge. That
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
they
that
have
will
12.
be our goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of your committee people had been at one of the races and said that he had never been to a race that had a feeling like he had at the
Yeah.
race.
I bet I can guess who that was.
Yes, I did. My buddy and pal.
Yes.
Toms River has 12 elementary schools, and
wow.
they all participate.
That is terrific.
Yeah.
Okay, and Lynn, before we close, I just want to thank you because you advocated for this here in Woodbridge, and I think without you, we would not have known and we would not be participating. So
much.
thank you for being such a great advocate for the girls and bringing this wonderful opportunity. And we will work together on expanding this
That'd be great.
throughout the township.
We really appreciate you having us here today, and hopefully, people that will watch this will get the bug and be like, how can we make this happen?
Terrific. Well, thank you very much
Thank you.
for participating here today and for bringing this absolute wonderful opportunity to our girls. So thank you.
We're
Thank
happy
you
to.
so much.
Thank you for watching Greenable Woodbridge, being part of the change and part of the future.